I got it.
Yes. Say hello to the camera.
Hello to the camera.
Hello. Is everything good? Are we good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Woo! Well, ladybugs and yellow jackets. Welcome to the very first, the inaugural, if you will, episode of Handmade Home Shopping live on location. Now, I'm Fairy Princess Holly, your host, and today I am here at Oddmall. Yes, okay. And before I get started going to our first vendor today, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around with you to some select vendors, and we will look at their product and talk to them and interview them a little bit, you guys, and you will be able to shop with them from home. So I hope you can all hear me just fine. It would be awesome to see some thumbs up and comments. Please remember, of course, hit the like and subscribe button. And today we're going to jingle the bell, I think. Is that what we're doing? Oh, we're slaying the bell. Get what I did there? Slay the bell. That was a clever one this morning. Okay. I do want to give a shout out though to today's sponsor first, which is Platyfly Studios. They've been a vendor actually on this show before, Handmade Home Shopping. And they sell fantasy-inspired clothing and accessories, all handcrafted by Kat Hawthorne, who is from Indianapolis, Indiana. Hi. You can check out her 2021 collections in her Etsy store, and she has an assortment of gorgeous, breezy skirts, and many of which have pockets for pocket equity. And she carries a variety of accessories, including mermaid gloves, dragon scale dice, bags, and jewelry. Everything is designed for the discerning pixie in mind. Waistband sizing ranges from 35 to 70. Follow Platyfly Studios on the Instagrams and the Facebooks and all of the places and things. She is an excellent person. With all that said, yay, we have now got through our obligatory things. You guys, I'm really excited to be here with you. We've never done this before. I hope it goes all right. So, are we ready? Don't do that. All right. Off this way. Off we go. If you will, please. Now, I know that so as you can see, this is just like an amazing, yes, this is just an amazing setup of vendors. There's over 100 vendors here today, and it's Oddmall. We are at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, Washington. So it's just out Highway 2, a little bit from Everett, a little bit east from Everett. And we're going to go this way over here today, where our first vendor is going to be Patched Up Puff. But while we're walking, I mean, by all means, slowly show our viewers what they have in store if they come out here today. And tomorrow, closing at 6 p.m.
That's cool unless you're a fly.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
So here we're approaching our first vendor, and I don't want to try to get in there. Hello, fellows. Very. Let's, yeah, everyone's yay! Yes. So as you can see, we're just gonna pan here, but Patched Up Puff has all kinds of screen printed shirts and what do we call these? This is a cooking thing. I don't know. Oh, Nathan. Ah, yes. I'm very terrible with anything that has to do with cooking in the kitchen. Yes.
We'll go around you for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. Just take a little pan around. It is that time. Yes. Well, I don't want to interrupt you with your customers. Well, so we will go and we will look at some other vendors, and I will be back in like 2 seconds. Okay. Yes. All right. Perfect. Is it okay if we just come in here and kind of look at your stuff? We are live streaming today to Fae Productions for Oddmall. Yes. All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
We're just waiting to interview Patched Up Puff, and I don't want to interrupt them with their customers because that is the thing.
Right.
So, well, will you tell us a little bit about your work? Who are you?
Sure. I'm Jasmine. This is Chloe. We're with Magical Gems. So I make mainly gemstone jewelry. It's all hello. Mainly gemstone jewelry. It's all natural gemstones. I hand wrap all of it with copper, with silver, that kind of thing. I also have some metaphysical healing supplies. I also, on the very, very end there, I've got some buffalo carved bone and,
These are cool.
and horn.
This is bone?
That's horn. The white ones are bone, the black ones are horns. Yep. I actually made those specific for this event just because it's so fun. Yeah, and I just, all kinds of fun stuff.
Can I ask about this?
Sure. That is dragon's blood sage.
Dragon's blood sage.
Mhm.
That sounds amazing.
So it's sage coated in dragon's blood resin, and it just kind of gives it a little extra oomph.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for stopping.
Many happy sales to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, hello.
This is my microphone, and these are all of our people watching at home today. We're just waiting for Patched Up Puff to free up, but can we look at your booth while you're?
Yes, all right. So we're just going to come in here. This beautiful assortment of crystals of basically any kind you could possibly want.
Don't do a dragon here.
All kinds of dragon heads. Oh, those are kitsunes.
You put them up for your herald.
Yeah, Phoenix the Fox would love one of those. And is this a Pikachu? It sure is. This.
What did not just happen?
Yeah. Please, if you will, just tell us your name and your store.
So my name is Raven Mini Voices, and I am Raven Spirit Gifts. They're hand carved from around the world, going right back to the artists and the villages, honoring the artists, but bringing you stones from around the world.
That is perfect. Look at that dragon.
Unicorn.
That dragon is amazing, you guys.
Ginormous like that.
Yeah. I just don't want to bump things inadvertently. Wing clearance is a thing, so. All right, here we go.
I got like stuck, and I'm like, "You have a card reading?" No, not with me. I haven't done anything in the last like year and a half. I've got grandkids living with me, and
Hi.
they come. You guys have a
Do you want to come out here, or are you? Because I have to share my mic with you. I am very excited to be. Look at this. Pure goblin core, mushrooms feeding from the heart's blood.
I like it.
You love it. All right. Hi, if you will. We're going to share this mic. This is everybody at home. Hi, everybody watching.
Hi, fancy phone camera.
Yes. Please, if you will, introduce yourself and your store.
Yeah. Hi, I am Wiki. Oh yes, and I'm Megan. We're business partners. Our store name is Chibi Yeti.
Yes. Chibi Yeti.
Yes. Which means this in Japanese, the word chibi means a small, cute thing.
A small. Is that actually what it means?
Yeah.
I learned new language
Yeah.
things today. That's fabulous. Well, please, if you will, show us around what you make and do here.
So our bread and butter is screen printing clothing, and we do hoodies and t-shirts with dad jokes,
Yeah.
and t-shirts with cool things, and cryptids.
Yes, and also hoodies are sort of a thing that we fight over in the castle, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't fight over it. You steal them, and I never get them back. And that's how it happens.
I do not steal them. You know right where they are mostly. They're inside of a certain geographical location.
I don't know. Since we use so much screen printing and it's what we really love, we also do, we have some like pillowcases.
Ah, that's what these are.
Yeah, they're like slip covers for like a couch pillow.
I thought they were perhaps altar cloths or divination cloths.
We
There you go,
actually
ideas.
have a tarot set that we collaborated with about 7 other artists on. We have a QR code for like the site where all of our designs are up. But we sell our 2, which are the Tower and the Empress. But they're cryptid tarot. So every artist picks like their favorite cryptids and one of the major arcana.
Yes.
And then we're working our way through them. So we have another round to fill out the major arcana. And then we're going to do the court cards. And then sometime next year, we will have like a physical pip deck.
Hip.
So for the suits, right? There's 4 suits.
Yes.
Instead of like individual pictures, you do pips, kind of like playing cards.
Yes.
So
Okay.
someone does like a little repeatable pentacle, and there's like you know the 10 of pentacles is 10 of them.
Yes.
And like but we're gonna have to find some brave volunteers to do that because that's a little more intensive.
But I have every faith that you can do it. I believe in you. I'm a fairy. That's what we do. So what do we have here? Because I see cards, and it is, of course, the holiday season coming up. And
These are the new cards that we've just started experimenting with working on paper. Most screen printers kind of go the opposite. They'll start with paper and then go to fabric, but we're a little backwards. But yeah, this is Wiki's latest kind of card series. Yeah, but she has made a card for each season.
yeah, there.
Yeah.
I love them. Oh, I like this one so much, and I like these too.
Yeah.
And then on
We're
the
big
back
fans
is
of
a
mushrooms.
poem.
Oh yeah, that are in various languages. Some of them are in English. Oops, sorry, I can't see that one.
This one
Yeah,
is
that's
in
in
Russian.
Russian.
This says Fetisya
Yeah. Okay.
Greed.
You know, right?
Here's the key translation. It's a poem about mushrooms. We scavenge for mushrooms, highway, forest, ditches, whirlpools. Left and right, off the wide highway, we go into the forest darkness.
It's very goblin-y.
Yeah.
I love this. This is yes. So this is by Boris
Oh yes.
Boris Pastiernik.
I'm gonna trust that you know how to pronounce that better than I do.
Well, actually, as it turns out, when I was at Fairy Academy, I studied Russian a tiny little bit, and what I remember most is that it's very phonetic. And so once you know how the letters sound, you just read them in order.
That's the best. That's all crazy language.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 languages in a trench coat. Yes.
Patches are, oh, sorry. Yeah, they're actually designed by a good friend of ours that you should totally check out on Creative Hijinks. But we do the print work for them, so we're wrapping for them here. They're fantastic. Yeah,
And
we
we have-
print lots of stuff.
Is this
Oh,
yours
yes,
as well?
Yes. Those are men inspired by the Hawkeye Initiative, which was kind of a push to have male characters in pop culture presented in the way that
In
a lot
female
of
poses.
exactly, yeah, just to, kind of even the playing field.
But
a
I was
little bit.
thinking, or maybe inspired by David Bowie. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
You have that hanging in your bathroom.
I do not. What are these?
Those are some little doodles that Wakey was making over the last year. So we're calling them the COVID stress doodles.
COVID stress jewels.
Yeah.
This is what I need. This peak mask right here
Oh,
with
yeah.
tentacles on it because I don't know where I put my mask this morning. I may have to come back and get this so I have a matching accoutrement tomorrow. And these are all stickers up here. Yes.
Stickers. We make the small animals in potion jars. Yeah.
This is great. I love this so much. I also think our court poisoner and our favorite amanitas might as well like these. These are all real folk that I speak of. Oh, little jackalope. Sir Neville would love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you so much today. I think it is time for us to go to our next vendor. That's whew. Oh, there she is. Helping customers. All right. No, it's like, yes, it is like I know there are many things, and it is now time for us to go to our next stop. So thank you so much. Hearts.
So much.
Yes. So that was our very first vendor of the day, and now we're going to head out to Timmy Tombstone, which you guys may recall Timmy Tombstone because he was on our show maybe a month ago or so. He did the awesome zombie mermaid Starbucks cool wooden design. And so we are now going to see his live booth. Very excited to do this. Timmy! Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we're sharing a mic today. You can feel free to hold it, but remember that you are slightly attached to me now. This is my fairy way of kidnapping humans. No, if you will, these are our viewers at home.
Hi,
Yes, and speak to there and introduce yourself there.
I am Timmy Tombstone. I carve things out of wood and then paint them. That is about it.
You do a great number of other things.
Well,
I've interviewed you once before, but please show us some of your stuff and tell us about it.
all right. We have some pop art, some Batmans, some Thors, some Lokis, a little Cthulhu, and then we start getting into monsters, zombies, Day of the Dead girl. I don't know how that got in there.
She sort of looks like Day of the Dead and Dia de los Muertos. A
Yeah,
little bit.
it's kind of like Rockabilly Day of the Dead girl.
So tell me a little bit about your process for this.
So everything is carved out of wood. You can kind of get the idea of the depth on it.
I don't know if I stick my
Oh, go for it.
finger, you can see I stick my finger in there, you can kind of see how, yeah.
Yeah, so it's carved into wood and painted, and basically I use a machine to machine everything, design it, and then paint it by hand.
And so where do you take your ideas and inspiration from?
I don't know, I'm a weirdo. It is pretty much anything I think is going to be cool for that day.
Right market.
I hope so. One day I decided I want to make a cybernetic eye.
Yeah, the cybernetic guy is very cool.
And now there's a cybernetic eye. So basically just anything I think is going to be neat, or anything I think someone else would think is neat.
Over?
Yeah. Oh. Then I also make clocks, which is not a new adventure, but an adventure. Then of course,
Now, why is it, how is it that you decided this is what you were going to do?
I had nothing else to do.
This is your gift from 2020.
But, well, originally I hurt my back at work and I was a machinist. And then I bought a machine and then started doing this. I also have a bunch of Nintendo stuff.
One of her favorite.
I mean, look at his grumpy little face. He's adorable.
So
This is what a real life sample of what you did for the giveaway on our show when you were there earlier. I did not mean to.
oh no, it's all good.
This cool Starbucks, zombie Starbucks, which I confess I do like quite a lot.
Everybody's been liking that one. I'm very happy. Very pleased with how people have been responding to everything.
Well, you are quite near the Emerald City, and that is the Mecca
Yes,
of Starbucks.
very true.
So these are beautiful. Are these real Native American, taken from Native American designs, or they're your
Yeah.
interpretation?
No, that's like the classic Native American salmon. And all this stuff is when I was working on trying to bring out just the natural tones in wood, burning them and then staining them and a little bit of this and that. You can kind of see a progression of things and how they worked from one point to another.
So like little wall hangings.
Yeah, little bit of everything.
I do. I would like these are quite nice.
Oh,
too,
and
these coasters.
the coasters. Then also on the bottom of the coasters on the bases have the designs on them. I don't know how many more coasters will ever be made because they are not easy to make.
I wish when I lifted this up it said.
I think those are the Evil Dead inspired. Yeah.
So if you will, can you give us maybe like what is the price range of things here on your table?
Right now everything is on sale.
On sale.
All the small stuff, $10. Most everything $40 right now. Coasters $60 just because resin costs a lot. There's only a couple things like the entire set of horror icons, a set of 5 for $200. Another set of 5 of the classic movie monsters, also $200, and that's just for the show now. And
just for Oddmall.
As soon as I leave, prices will be increased dramatically. I also do custom work too, so if anybody wants anything made, I make it.
If you can, walk me through it really quick. So what is the process for somebody if they want custom work made? They go to your website, your Etsy store?
You can get a hold of me in any way you can find me.
Okay.
Whether Instagram, YouTube, email, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can get a hold of me easily.
Okay.
And then, depending on what you want, I can make a design, and if you like it, I can carve it out and then mail it to you, do whatever, and usually try and keep it under like $60.
Nice.
So affordable, and I could do things up to 2 foot by 2 foot.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be wood, right? You can maybe do this on other materials?
I can work on acrylic and metal. I've never worked on metal, but I just prefer wood because it's more forgiving.
Right.
But I have just started making acrylic lights and LEDs and stuff.
Oh.
I didn't have any done to be here today, so.
Right. Well, everything is a new process when you're just getting.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, an adventure when you're just branching out.
This is so cool.
Well, is there anything you would like to say to everybody watching at home before we trundle on to our next vendor?
Come to the Oddmall and say hi. Hey.
All right. Thank you so much.
You guys have a nice day now.
Many happy sales to you.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So that was Timmy Tombstone, you guys. You can find all of the links for all of our vendors literally in the low bar wherever you are watching from. So you can find them before, during, after the show. Does not matter. These videos will stay up so you can come back and look for them. And of course, we will be back with you guys here tomorrow. We're moving on to our next vendor, which is right here to the corner from Timmy. And this is Birdland Art. I would like to give her a chance to come out of her booth because there's, yes. And Birdland Art has also actually been on Fae Productions in the past as well. And actually, if you look up here in the corner of her display, that is the Dapper Bee. And he was the giveaway prize for when she was on our show. So now we're going to get an up-close and personal look at all of her products. Hello, Renee.
Hi there, Miss Lolly.
Did you want to come out here, or are you more comfortable back there?
I guess it depends. What's easier for you, honey?
Probably out here, since we have to share a microphone. Yes, so just, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at the, I didn't even know this little sticker guy was a thing. Might have to walk away with one of those.
Yeah, the Dapper Bee is quite a popular fellow. Although right now, I would say Montesquieu is more popular.
Which one?
This is her Montesquieu Bonaparte Denali, and that's for Happy Birthday Dragon HBD. And he's a very popular fellow. I'm showing
Stickers and prints have been done now. Well, I will wait just a. We'll start over here, perhaps, and work our way around. I suppose. Good.
You're all carried out.
I know. I told you it would be a magical transformation. Shh, don't tell anybody about my cinder clothes.
Months worth.
And these are all little hand felted guys. I love these little budgies right here. And she says that these are all birds that come to her bird feeder. So they're kind of, taken from the.
So she kidnapped and brought him here?
These are up for adoption.
I feel
Okay.
certain that kidnap is such a strong word. Yes, they're looking for new homes up for adoption. So here we are standing together. These are people at home. Say hello to them. And if you will, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your work here and show us whatever it is you want to show. I will follow you.
All right, well, I'm Renee. Hi, Renee Hoy at Birdland Art, and I'm a drawing artist. My friend here with me is a felting artist. She's actually an artist of every kind, but right now she's showing her felted birds. So we can look here first since we're right here.
All right.
She obviously has these super cute. There's like little mousies in a nest, and these are mostly birds that she sees outside her window of her studio, and she has a fun time.
I like the nest
Doing
with
them.
the eggs in it.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
the little.
And even those are felted. It's just crazy. She starts with rough wool. What do you call that stuff?
This is roving.
Roving wool.
Yes. And then you put it into a shape with a tool, and then you add the color.
Oh,
And
wow.
all the details.
Yeah, and the detail. The eyes are the last thing. The eyes and legs are the last thing to go on.
Wow. How long does it take you approximately to do a bird?
Maybe 6 hours, 1.5 evenings.
1.5 evenings to one of these little tiny. That's how intensive it is to do just one of these little birds.
Too fun.
And then now moving down here, we start getting into your artwork.
Yes. These are giclée prints. Giclée is a high pixelation process. They get photographed and then printed on watercolor paper. And the quality is very accurate. It's perfect. And then the things that are upright, those are actually laser copies for making cards. So those are all my COVID cards. You have to have them available to be washed off, which is why they're in little plastic holders.
So tell me a little bit now. I know that you do like pet portraits.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how that process looks for somebody that would be interested in a pet portrait. What is that? How do they go about doing something like that? Is that what we're looking at?
We are all of the dogs. Okay. Not the bear, not the tiger, not the dragon.
Well, I know that is someone's pet. I know it.
But the dogs and cats are all somebody else's pets. And I get the photographs, usually 3 to 5. Sometimes I need more, but and then there's a brochure, yeah.
And then you go ahead and you
They text them to me or
draw,
email me,
paint.
and then I draw. They're all drawn. So like the cat right here, she's a color pencil. Most of these are color pencil. I do some watercolor marker also. Like this is an example of a watercolor.
Oh wow. It's like you can't even tell practically between the pencils and the watercolors.
The watercolor, that's just Tombow markers, but they end up looking a lot like a watercolor painting. But I'm a drawing artist. It's all with a stick or a pen.
Is this what you always did?
I have in the past done murals. And actually, I was a reading and math teacher.
Now, whose pet is Dapper Bee?
Oh, Dapper Bee. You know, my dad used to have a honey hive, and so we've always loved honey. And I just one day decided
You're doing a Dapper Bee.
I enjoy putting hats on things. It's a lot of fun. And it was like that was actually okay, this is kind of weird, but I had a head injury in 2018, and for several months wasn't able to draw. So I went a year and a half.
Insane.
Yeah, I couldn't draw. I was able to do real simple line drawings after about 6 months.
Oh gosh, I'm so
And
sorry.
then, well, you know
Like,
what happened was I got a chance to be still and kind of redefine who I was, and that was a good time for me. And I'm still, I mean, I still have the cane. I still have things that I have challenges with. But the Dapper Bee was one of the things I did when I first was able to draw again. So it was like 18 months later.
So he has a real special place in your heart.
Yeah.
What is this right here?
Oh, that's the kiwi.
I don't. Well, I mean, I know what a kiwi fruit is.
Well, the kiwi chick, my daughter did all of her internship and study abroad in New Zealand because she's an environmental scientist.
Oh wow!
So she does conservation and environmental rehabilitation, and so kiwis are endangered, and she wants to make them well, you know. And so she got a chance to work at a kiwi rehabilitation center.
What were the porgs in?
Oh,
Star Wars.
those were puffins.
Those are puffins, yeah.
Yeah, they had to
Puffins.
change. They had to change all of the puffins into porgs because there were so many there. There was no way of getting rid of them or cutting them out, and so they just altered them with CG and created the porgs. Yeah, no, you won't. There's not that many kiwis. Puffins are everywhere. We have them in Oregon. I mean, they're everywhere.
And what about a blue-footed booby? Is that a New Zealand bird too?
You know, they're South American, I think.
South American?
Yeah.
Tropical, maybe of some sort of jungle.
The boobies in general. The boobies in general are southern equator animals.
Well, we are getting ready to wander on to our next vendor, but is there anything that you would like to say to everybody watching at home before we wander on today? Do we have any specials or anything?
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, if you get a hold of me and you want to order commission, I will give you my friends and family discount. My prices just recently went up 20% starting in November. So anybody who mentions the Oddmall
Or Fae Productions.
or Fae Productions, I was going to say, gets a family and friends discount. So
that's a good price too.
yeah, it's about 20% off.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming out and doing this interview today, and many happy sales to you. And
Thank you.
yes, and of course we'll see you as we are wandering around tomorrow as well. So yes, yes.
Okay, bye.
All right. So moving on, this is actually our last vendor of the day, and I'm going to move here where we have a little bit of we're not blocking the way, as it were, but I'm very excited because these guys were moving towards the honey vendor, and when I saw that Dapper Bee, I thought, aha, the Dapper Bee must be the pet of the honey vendor, right? He just flew over here for a little bit, and I'm sort of excited to get over there and do this because they're gonna feed me honey, and I get to do surprise taste tests. So this should be good times. Hello. We will just come stand right over here a little bit out of the way, but this is Hex, and they are the honey and lavender product makers, which I don't know if you can see in there. They're little Hex jars without disturbing people, but Hex like a honeycomb, not those ones. Those ones. Now, these are the various honeys that they have, and they're local here, actually, to Monroe. They said they live only 8 miles away from here, and they're very involved with their honey making, to the point that, when the season comes around, they must get out there right when the plants bloom. Like the lavender blooms, they got to get out there and get the bees and get it all in the honey to get it infused, like at the time. Can't wait, not before, not after. And I have to say, I find that whole process very fascinating to be, there's just a lot of detail to pay attention to. So we're going to let these folks look around, but here we have this. Ooh, I want to smell this. Okay. If I can smell. I cannot smell it through the plastic, but I tried. Oh, I can't smell it because it says no artificial dyes or fragrances. That's actually why I can't smell it. I can smell this through the sachet, through my mask. Flora would love this. Look, this is what you're missing, Flora. You are missing lavender, all kinds of lavenders. This is culinary lavender, so cooking lavender.
We'll put you asleep, yeah?
No, I think it just flavors your stuff. It's the fragrance of lavender that is relaxing. Wood conditioner. Oh, okay. So this is actually, I didn't see this the first time I came through their booth, but wood conditioner is a thing that you would put on your wood in order to keep it fresh and from drying out, etc., etc. And interestingly enough, you guys, if you own magic wands that are made from wood and you want to keep them nice, putting that type of wood conditioner on them will be very good for them. I can speak as an expert on this topic, seeing as how magic wands are my business. So, hi, can I borrow one of you guys for your interview? Fabulous. So, hi, this is where we'll be speaking, and those are our people at home. Please say hello, introduce yourself, and tell us about your business a little bit.
Hi, my name is Denise, Ohio. My partner Catherine and I run Hex LLC. It's a small lavender farm and apiary right outside Monroe, Washington. And we have a lot of Monroe pride.
Like it.
We had our first pride event last summer here.
Well, congratulations.
So, because even though we're a bunch of bumpkins, we're very cool bumpkins here in Monroe. So we raise honeybees.
Yes.
And we have a lavender garden, and we do all kinds of other stuff. But you promised if you came over here that I could force feed you honey, and then we get to talk about it and watch your face as you try different kinds.
I did.
Yes.
And, yes. All right. I guess if you must, twist my arm.
Yes.
And I am ready to face the danger.
Hopped up on sugar. You ready?
I mean, I'm great. I don't know how my camera crew will feel about this back here behind me, but point me towards danger.
Nora says we have to buy her all the lavender stuff.
We have to buy her all the Flora is one of our fairies, and she's watching.
Okay, the lavender, we do raise the lavender, and this is kind of unusual here in this particular climate, but we raise our lavender on a hillside, so the water drains away. And for instance, lavender is a Mediterranean plant, so it loves the heat and all that kind of stuff. So we have to be really careful about how much water the plants get. But this last summer, when everybody here died because of the heat, the lavender was joyous. So were the honeybees, which leads me to the first honey that we're going to have you try.
I'm so excited.
It says that their honey is so delicious.
Their honey is.
So delicious is what she says.
Did you hear him? You should listen to that guy.
I don't need to listen to this guy because I am going to learn from my very own self firsthand. The best sort of knowledge.
So this is heat wave honey, and it's called heat wave honey because we harvested it right after the heat broke. And it got ripened, the bees ripened it very quickly because of the heat.
I must trade you though. Do you have a spoon? A spare spoon?
Yeah.
This is my
You had a honey cough drop.
this is my cough drop, but I figure you could
Yeah.
you don't have
I'm gonna
yes, that's what I mean. All right, here we go. Honey, heat wave honey. Taste test one.
It's live, folks.
Mhm. It's light.
And delicious with a lemon cough drop.
It's a honey cough drop.
Accents the menthol in the cough drop.
Accents the menthol. Wait, does lemon normally accent menthol? Is that a thing?
I'm just making it up. Now, is this a family show, or can I say, swear words?
All right, it is aimed at bigger fairies and kin. However, we do not want to run afoul of YouTube advertising standards, so we have to fill in our words with different words. Like what do they say in Firefly, right?
Goram.
Goram. That's
Okay.
right. Okay, now what
Okay.
is this one?
I cannot believe I knew the answer to that question. I would just like to apologize to your viewers for being such
They all know the
Brown
answer.
freak. They're all geeks. They love this.
cool. All right, go brown coats. Okay, so this is our cold wave honey. This is also from this year, and this I literally finished harvesting about 10 days ago. Okay.
So what's the difference between cold wave and hot wave, heat wave?
yeah, we just give them these clever little names because
Okay.
we're clever. But the idea is even the same bees in the same apiary will give us different honeys depending on the season because of what's been blooming.
So this one I can really taste. Like this one tastes, I don't know, has even more flavor than the last one. So
And it's also, if you look at it, for instance, in this beautiful bear with our company name on it, available at hexllc.com, if you hold it up to the light, you'll see it's not brown, it's red.
So I was going to ask, what creates the different colors in the honey? Why is some of it dark and some of it's light and whatnot?
A large portion
That was a
is
good one.
the nectar.
Mhm.
Different plants
From the-
have different nectar, different flowers,
Okay.
and then you have different pollen from different nectar. There's pollen in raw honey, and that will also color and flavor the honey. And a lot of that pollen in a honey frame,
Mhm.
the pollen is actually coming in because bees have grimy little feet because they're walking all over flowers. And so they will come up into the honey super, which is a box holding all these honey frames, and they will walk all over the honey frames. And
I
that's
wonder
how
what
they-
a bee footprint looks like.
Well, bees have little foot. Their feet are like this, and then they curl. So I don't think I've ever seen a bee footprint.
Because is that how they latch on to
Yeah,
basically flat
Everything.
surfaces, everything?
Pretty
Like they're kind of little hooks.
they also. Did you know? Here's a fun fact for you. Honey
Oh,
bees
no,
are
no.
hairy all over.
No fun facts, only boring
including
facts.
on their eyeballs.
Oh my goodness. Bees have hairy eyeballs.
They have hair growing out of their eyes. Yes.
Why?
Because bees, the actual hair on a bee's body is
Yes.
how they gather pollen, and pollen is their protein source. It's their food.
Oh,
Yes, the nectar is their carbohydrate. It's sugar.
yes.
See?
That's
So
like a
it's-
hummingbird kind of.
Yes. And so isn't this fascinating? So this is a real thing, and bees have hair everywhere. And when they fly, so let's say they go flying out to a nectar source, they will get their nectar, they'll be covered with pollen, and when they fly back to the hive, they will scrape their bodies, the pollen off their bodies they got 6 legs, front pair, middle pair, back pair of legs, and they will stuff that pollen in these little things called pollen baskets on their back legs.
Oh.
Yes, and they'll stuff it in there, so by the time they get back to the hive, that pollen is all ready to be picked up by another bee, carried in, and packaged and mixed with other nectar and turned into something called bee bread, which they feed the brood with.
See, now you and Ion were bonding a little bit earlier when we were over here doing our pre-show tour, and it's interesting because one of the things that he told me, I told you he's our muggle, our human science expert, right? So one of the things that he told me is that there's a lot of study that goes into how bees find their way back to wherever, because it's sort of a mystery. What do you know about this, and can you speak to it?
Yes, I cannot remember the young woman's name who she did her dissertation. She used a protractor and a map, and she followed bees, and she was able to, here, you can try this.
Okay.
This is our summer wildflower honey.
Ooh, summer wildflower. Okay.
And she actually was able to decode part of a bee's dance to understand what the bee was telling other bees, and then she could predict where they were going to go. Bees communicate with each other in a lot of different ways, but one of the big ways is they do a dance. Yeah, they do this, yes. And then other bees will kind of get in on it. And then the more bees, so if you have 2 bees each doing dances, they're communicating to their hive.
Tell Mulder to have a question.
Oh, we have a question from the audience. Can we?
Yes.
All right. What is Count Morbid's question?
Hang on, I'm trying to read it. It says, have you considered a little tiny doormat so the bees can wipe their feet off?
Thank you, Count Morbid, for this amazing question.
Yes, it really is a sort of question I've never heard before in my life. Actually, I can answer that question. I myself have not considered putting a doormat in there. However, there's a thing called a pollen trap, which bees you put in the front. So you've got a box. You've got the boxes where the hive sits, the hive body. And there's a little slit, and the bees go in this little slit and up into the hive. A pollen trap sits in this little slit, and the bees have to squeeze through it to get into the rest of the hive. And in the process of squeezing through it, it actually scrapes any stray pollen on their bodies into this box.
Welcome, bees.
It's actually, from what we can tell, it does stress them because it's one more barrier into getting into the hive.
So have you ever, so you have your own beehives and
Yes.
such things. Have you ever done the thing where you wear the suit or even go without the suit into the midst of the bees and just like, and they don't sting you because you have no fear?
Okay, well,
Or is that just a myth?
no, there are definitely some bees have a really great sense of smell. And it all depends on body chemistry. I have the kind of body chemistry where if this was summertime and we were standing here in the Don, whatever his name is, livestock pavilion, looking at livestock, if there were any bees within a mile, they would find me.
That's what your body chemistry
That's my body
is?
chemistry. Yeah, they're looking, clearly they adore
Well, I guess
me.
you're in the right business.
But see, Catherine doesn't have that kind of
Does that mean they're
problem.
prone to sting you or to not sting you?
They just come over to me
And they,
because
because
they're not looking to attack.
I thought the bees really kind of only did that when they sensed that you were afraid of them. Like if they can smell the pheromones of fear or something, and that makes
Only when
them.
you're holding a turkey leg in front of a bunch of yellow jackets.
Oh, I remember that one time at Ren Fair.
So it's more that bees, like anything else, if you start swatting at them,
Yes,
then they take that as an attack.
like
'Cause
defense mode.
right. And so they're like, I'm going to come get you. I will tell you, however, that first of all, when people ask, what is it like to be a beekeeper? The first thing I will tell you is it's sticky. And the next thing, well, have you been stung? I would say not today.
Not today.
um, if you want to keep bees, you just have to accept that you will be stung.
That's the good way for them to die, though, yeah?
Sorry, what?
It's a good way for them to die
Oh, it's a terrible way for them to die.
because it pulls them all
It pulls their
apart.
guts out,
Yeah.
and it doesn't kill them right away.
So I'm also curious. This doesn't have quite as much to do with your honey, but I know that for some time, the bee population has been a thing. Has that been getting worse still, or are we finally starting to see improvement as it's coming to, maybe the forefront of the public mind a little bit? Or
You have asked one of the most difficult questions for us emotionally.
oh
Not
no,
in terms of science, but
I'm sorry, you don't have to answer.
this is actually the really important message, and one of the reasons I'm really glad you wanted to talk to us. And that is that bee populations are still facing real problems. Now, honeybees are not an endangered species, certainly, but the kinds of pressures that a hive are under, you can see these kinds of pressures being reflected on pollinator populations that are endangered. It's the same sort of thing: disease, loss of habitat,
Yep.
stupid people who hate bees and decide to poison them.
No.
Yeah,
No.
we had a hive that did poison last year.
One of yours? Your own?
It's,
Oh dear.
Yes.
That sounds like terrible drama.
and so if people want to help honeybees, what I would ask
Am I
is,
still tasting things?
you have one more thing to
Oh,
say.
one more thing to say to you guys. One more. Okay, I'm listening.
If people want to help honeybees,
Mhm.
there are a couple things that they could do immediately. And one would be support your local beekeeper.
Support your local bee. And how does somebody do that? Like, what is the
What a lovely
farmers?
product. It would be buy from us,
Okay.
because the way that beekeepers we price our honey, it's all.
There's another question that says, do you offer beekeeping classes?
Do you offer beekeeping classes?
We do not. However, all the way around in Puget Sound, particularly, and in most parts of the United
Mhm.
States and in Canada, there are beekeeping clubs. And I would recommend that you check them out. I can't remember the name of the organization, but you will find often an apiary officer in your at the state.
So probably if somebody just Uncle Googled, local apiary officer, they
or
would find it.
Apiary, beekeeping clubs.
Beekeeping club.
Yes.
Got it.
And I would recommend that you go. And honestly, this December, January, especially in this part of the country, it's not a bad idea to go now because we're not busy. We're not out in the hive every 10 days, every 7 days. And you can get a lot of questions answered.
Okay.
And that answering those questions, that's a big part of what you do in beekeeping anyway. You always have questions, even when you've been doing it for 25 years. There's always lots and lots of questions, which leads to the next thing that people can do that would really help pollinator populations, and that is don't kill your weeds.
Don't kill your weeds.
Don't kill your weeds.
Well, I don't kill weeds because I believe that the difference between a weed and a flower is a judgment.
Yeah.
And so those are just all beautiful sunburst flowers.
Exactly. If you have a lawn, go ahead and let the dandelions grow, let the clover grow, plant flowering plant shrubs.
It's better to do that anyway because then you don't use water to be doing all the watering and the other stuff and things. And you also can live with a clean conscience knowing that you have not caused the grass to cry.
Exactly. So that is another, if you do nothing else.
Now, why is this? Look at this nice and close. Why is it like this opaque color?
This is a creamed honey.
Creamed honey, which means no, not peanut butter.
What is he's really special and helpful in nature.
Yes. Yes,
So,
as a
there you
gesture.
go.
So creamed honey means
honey. Raw honey, like what we sell, will crystallize.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can taste it, you can feel it.
What we do is we actually take what honey wants to do naturally, and we control the size of those crystals, so it's smoother. Now imagine that flavor, and then if you eat cheese, imagine that with a piece of Havarti cheese.
Oh, what? I am kind of a cheesy. I'm so cheesy. I like this one and the second one that I tried. Those ones I think are the ones that I like the best.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
So which ones were those? It was, well, obviously the creamed honey is over there.
Over there.
I like the fact that I can feel this on my tongue.
Yeah.
Like you can feel the little crystals.
Yeah. I think it was.
Yeah,
Was
cold
it
one.
the cold wave?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was because we did heat wave and then we did cold wave. That's right.
Yes. He is useful. Yeah.
Good job, y'all. So
Right.
now I have another question for you. Oh yes, thank you. I'm sure that probably everybody else knows the answer to this, but when your honey gets crystallized in its honey bear, how do you make it uncrystallized so that you can still use it?
A great trick.
Great trick. I knew you
There's
would.
ways to do that. What you do is, let's say this little bear is all crystallized, and you're like, yeah, it won't come out anymore. My life sucks. These people who sold this to me are terrible. Okay. Get a pan or like a cookie sheet.
That seems extreme, but
Yeah,
okay.
I know, but no judgment, merely relaying the facts. You take your jar or your bear or whatever it is, put it on a cookie sheet.
Yes.
Uncap it or unscrew the lid. Okay. Take that, put it in the back seat of your car on a hot summer day.
Oh, and then the heat will just kind of naturally get it all.
will melt the crystals. Now, it may take a couple of days, but it totally works. And it doesn't get so hot. It's still raw honey when you're done.
Fair enough.
The second way to do it, I wouldn't do it with one of these bears, but I would definitely with a glass jar, same sort of thing. Get like a, the kind of pan you make Rice Krispie treats in?
Yes.
One of those. Put the jar in there, take the lid off, same thing. You can put it in a car or loosen up, put it in a saucepan.
In a saucepan.
With a little bit of water. Turn it up, keep it on warm or on your oven, your stovetop at about 1 or 2. Not very hot, but let the water boil.
So just a slow. Well, also if it's in
warm.
glass, you don't want it to you know, burst or something. And I have so much experience in that
That stuff up.
blowing up glass things. Yes, in the kitchen. And
The fan too.
the fireplace. If there,
Does explosions just follow you? I mean, are you like
She blew up
walking
an egg
around
in
and
a
things go
microwave once.
boom? Well, she blew up the microwave once.
Yeah, no, she built an egg.
an egg in the microwave. Yes,
Hard-boiled
it's a story
egg.
that they will not let me live down. I thought because the egg was already cooked and because I had peeled it, that when I put it in the microwave, it would just heat up. You know, it was a boiled egg, and I broke the, you know, and I took the shell off the boiled egg and I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds so it would get warm and I wouldn't be eating a cold egg. And at 29 seconds, it was like 29, pow, 30. I was really, really very upset, and then I had to clean the whole. Yes.
Remember what you said to her? I mean,
You don't know how I didn't know.
Because I cooked and so does I.
Oh, yes, they do the cooking.
Okay, but you fix stuff.
I do. And if you want me to use kitchen or any kind of utensils and
Still
appliances,
melted.
no, that's not true. For something other than cooking, I can totally art all of those. Like, that's not, it's a kiln, not an oven, you know, like that is a furnace, not a fireplace, right? Like, if you want me to co-opt them to other things, I am your person.
Furnace, are you saying that you actually like do small foundry projects with your furnace oven?
That would not be beyond the range of something that I might do if I didn't have another option. I'd be like, where can I do this? Where is fireproof in my house? Oh, yes, that fireplace. Clear it out. And now it is a furnace.
Well, I mean, it is melting things, which is fun,
Right?
and fire, which is
I'm very
fun.
good with fire.
Right? I am too. I sensed a common, yes, not the setting of things on fire. Okay, occasionally. I've never committed arson. I'll just say I have been in the vicinity when arson has been committed.
Oh, wow. I would not be able to attest to anything like that, but I have burned some very strange things in life. So, like a couch. I burned an entire couch once. Don't tell anybody that. Mother Nature will hate me forever, but it was my own option. It's a secret. It is. It's just our secret, okay? Me and all the rest of the actual world that has the interwebs and can see this. So,
Okay. All right. Well, if you have any more questions,
I believe we are good. Do you have any specials that are going this weekend while you're here at Oddmall?
we do not. However, come on down and we can talk bees and lavender, and we will give you samples of honey.
Yes.
Because, yummy. And we also do make a vinegar, and we'll give you a sample of that. I want
Actually,
you want to try that?
I love vinegar,
Could you give me a little bit of? You don't have to drink the whole thing.
but I could. I mean,
Drink pickle juice.
it says blackberry what's a melomel?
Okay, here you go. Blackberry melomel. All right. You know what mead is?
Yes.
Okay. If you add fruit juice to a mead, you have a melomel.
Fruit juice to a mead, you have a melomel?
Yes, and then you
Oh.
ferment that. Okay,
Oh,
that will be a melomel. See, isn't these all these words?
I know.
It's amazing.
It's okay. I like words.
Okay, so
That's what it was.
I'm a bibliophile.
we made a melomel and we aged it for 4 years,
Mhm.
and
That's
then
a
we
long time.
introduced an acetobacter.
A what?
Acetobacter. It's a little organism that secretes acetic acid vinegar.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we introduced it. Basically, any alcohol in that melomel is eaten by the acetobacter, and the acetobacter then turns that into acetic acid,
The vinegar. Okay.
But you still have all those other flavors. So you still have the sweet, and you still have the berry. Okay, now it's robust.
Well, it's vinegar.
Yes.
She drinks pickle juice. That's it.
It's true. I drink pickle juice. Ooh. Mm.
That's gone.
Now think of that in a salad, or think about that
It is good.
on berries.
I can think of it in so many different ways. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
She's a connoisseur of condiments.
because I don't cook. But what I can do is I can assemble food. So a salad is like food assembly, right? You don't have to cook anything. You just assemble the things.
Right.
I can do that. I'm very good at that. I can also cut food up really well. Great with knives. Remember that whole cutting the grass? Like I don't grow the grass. I mow the grass.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. But nobody ever suspects it because I wear pink and have pretty nails.
One would think if you wear pink, you have pretty nails, you would have to be good with blades. I mean, you just have to be. I mean, it kind of all just kind of goes
It
together.
kind of makes me a perfect assassin.
Exactly. No, I wasn't going to say that, but you know.
I mean, I'm not saying that I actually am. I'm just saying.
Right, like I'm not an arsonist.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, with
Thank
that,
you so much.
yes, thank you so much. You are our last vendor of the day, so it was great to talk with you. And we'll see you in our wanderings tomorrow because
Okay,
we'll
great.
be out and about again tomorrow. So,
All right.
yes. All right, you guys, that is our last vendor of the day. Let's go right through there because I think that's maybe not actually a walkway. Maybe it is. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Fae Productions, here at Oddmall Live in Monroe. We're going to be open here until, I believe, 6 p.m. today. So, and then, of course, we'll be here again open at 11 a.m. on Sunday. You can go to oddmall.co is the website to look it up. There's a list of vendors there that you will see. And with all of that said, hit the like and subscribe button, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys were here for the inaugural live on location handmade home shopping. So, that's walking backwards. Stop, people. Have a good day, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow.
Hello, friends. This is Gunther Hammerhands. Thank you for checking out Fairy Princess Lolly's channel. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Use your troll hammer to ring that little bell icon to get notifications when she posts future videos. And if you'd like to support these magical creations, fly over to our Patreon and join the fairy family. Safe travels.
Use that.
One computer.